It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit. And
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Mola worshiping pedophiles wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
we're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Here we go. Push up.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. It's for my aircraft stealth spit. Cabby tied down or even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The bust awful from ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real marks, velvet. Body you not for marches of females clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly though, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cages face off. Acted to shape the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect constant practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. That don't only go for the pastor. That go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the sci-fi. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying die ops. From the skybox, I got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real song. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, play king or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID no issue. Could have loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle, to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who holds who the fizzle. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence. OC disguise compliance. Silence by guidance from conspiring connivance. Other aspirants of violence. Tyrants of fire. Striding the giants who hide. I'm striding the fight. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ringing my ears, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, squares, groupers, and hymen. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm not lying. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push up the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no rest. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big Mom says come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth.
Oh, Millennial, what's up, y'all?
Whether your word is bound or whack, there's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau or Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat, we want our shit back. We're not going back and forth. Whether your word is by the way, there's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat, we want our shit back. Keep you up. Symbols for the conscious mind, y'all. And with that on the temple, it's raw. I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round, created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my sweat cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezes that hurt you, they smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I'm talking all across the dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross flow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw back the circle around me to keep me from harm. The law fat checks purposely but peep me, I'm calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that beast to a bomb. Blow the joint, get split the range, the point, the sentiments. I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles, guarded by angel of shiny elite angels. Thank you, and I of course am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern four corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when bro and I spit flows dope, man. Fly in the shell at Southampton, kept smoke. Stay high, years later he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostile. I prayed I could say I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground. Where have my character? Stay fly, the conduct squared up. Self-esteem, the day sky. Blue God on what the world's been waiting for. The day's not. When you're there, I don't abide by the same ethics. They fame, respect, you obtain the credit for keeping the bliss erect, but with strange essence. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribe my passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit. But the beach churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid and there to try to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce it, I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle, I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, the sun lit on you, false lights. Don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors with the purpose just for show. Go figure, you dig. Pounding you baboon or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hill track, no iller max than me. Masturbate her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square. See the circle, if not your mask off. You poemish, dash or salt. The dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. You've an outline correction, last for I blast off, I crash off to the next zest of living. Sacredly sex some whose ass off. When she walked that ass talk, I talk back to it like who makes your Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To who they gave me the script, my ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on mine, my circle is me. I absorb your hate and make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance is abnormal, dormant, form and leave y'all. Right where y'all started at, let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hat. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah.
Yeah. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah. It's rhyming bass drop. This is it right here. You know what I mean? Hey, Sam, what's up, mama?
Now watch time and space.
What's happening? What's happening? We're supposed to start at 9:30. I'm going to start a little early. We're supposed to start at 9:30. I'm starting a little early. We're going to get some wind again today. It's supposed to get about 74 degrees. I'm still going to finish off that end. So that way we can lock those boards down, but I got to put the water seal. It's kind of a cheap one, but it's good. It's good enough. And then we got to get the R19, for the second half. I knew it. I was guesstimating at the footage, knowing that 16 wide, 20 wide, 16 deep, right? I was like, at 39 feet, it should be able to, and fill in where I know it wasn't a foot and a half, which it should be. When you're doing joists and, your rafters, and you want to go strong, you don't have a heavy load bearing, you want to make sure that each, at least under that size, at least 4 support points all the way across. We didn't pour concrete. I'm using the dynamics of math. I'm allowing 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hard points underneath to support the whole deck. Not the best quartering and joists. Far from it. Yet I know what it'll take on top, and I'm gonna have to double up with the 2x6s with 2x4s at certain points. But it's all right. This is how you learn for those who want to be involved. But I give and take. We're looking at roughly around 100 and I don't know, 136 feet. I should have been it. Well, no, I'm halfway. So, and a little more. So it's kind of correct. But I was hoping that I could stretch it. But I'm gonna have to get about 2 to 3 more. Not well, 2 more, because in one of the parts on the floor, I wanted to do a copper coil for hot water, cold water run through. Now, this is going to be to an outside source that I want to do it. My little experimentation thing. So that part of the floor, we can actually put, in that corner, we could put the hot stove that would heat the whole thing up. You know what I mean? So like I said, everything's experimental, but getting the walls up, having the deck, having the roof with the ceiling, no more. So if you're over 8 feet, it's gonna be hating it. You are gonna stand outside. But yeah. So 2 more. I can get longer. I don't have to get necessarily, 59 feet, 60, or 90. What is it? Is it 54, 64 feet? Whatever it is, right? It's 3 of them takes half, a little more. So I only need 2 more, because one of those, like I said, the big one is going to be where I do copper. I'm going to use my old air conditioning refrigeration. I'm going to have to get the little cutter and the burr and all that. Get my little sweater and my little butane, and because I really want to make that. So it'd take me about, with everything there. All right, Queen Bee. Hey, baby. With everything there, about $300 worth of supply, I could turn one out in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, getting everything bent right. And then the mounting it. It's going to run out the side. I'm not going to run it from the bottom. When I get there and I decide to record it, because it's no great invention, all right? That way you can watch me do it. So that part of the deck will be left open. Even when we put the deck up, all the floors, that'll be left open. No insulation. I'll be using what is it called? It's like the blue or the pink styrofoam. Not the off-gassing one. The one where it's got like mylar. It's silver, where you can have heat. I forget what it's called. Anyway, and if they don't have that exactly, I think it's tin or aluminum, whatever it is, right? I'll make my own. Where I can, because I'm at that point where I just want to focus on my little things I like doing. I like to have a roof and a door and no windows when I do my thing. I'm really antsy about that. I was almost ready to start doing the shed, but anybody can come in and go out, and that's not my shed. My shed was on the res. $10,000 shed. Out, and I walked away from all that crap. I walked away from so much, but it's materialistic stuff. But I'm going to keep y'all in loop. I did that live because I really didn't want to record anything, so I hope that it wasn't too boring. Hold on. Why is that playing? I'm talking, thank goodness, because that's the one that they still trying to say. I'll cut it out. I don't want golden grams. We still got a little bit while I'm talking. But like I said, I'll probably do that when I go up here today. I'll probably go live and put the last little bit. I didn't get hit that bad. Like I said, where the board, when I picked up the board and I went to throw it and it wind blew it back into my shins, pretty much healed up. I know people think it's crazy, right? Healed up. All the martial arts, my shins don't bother me. So it's still a little scarry, but that'll be all right. Coconut oil. Yeah, the wind blew the thing right back into my shins. The plywood. I picked it up. I put it on the thing. I was going to, the wind, how it just kept coming in. Y'all, I don't know, were y'all on? No, I had already ended it. It's because I was covering everything. I'll take y'all up there right quick. I threw it. Let's go up there right quick. Let me get my tobacco, my morning tobacco. Yeah, somebody in my family, one of the elders, had some surgery done major, and they had to go in the hospice or something. Uncle John Amos or age, up there about 80, 90, riding, driving, working still. Because what messed it up for y'all for a time, like my family. I told you my grandma, my great grand, all of them retired in their 80s. They were always ones working. They picked cotton and tobacco. They said, we have no damn slave farms. We did that because that was our commodity. That's what we knew. That was our trade. And then, you know, the fake who's, you know, not the ones who religious practicing and know their converts. We're talking about the ones here who run around half crazy doing the perverted things. You know, the ones that got Lady Gaga and all them idiots doing satanic stuff and talking about the spells and blah, 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 blah that y'all keep giving energy to on all that black and red. They're stupid. They don't have no clue. None of these things do. Anyway, so what I did was I just laid the deck down. And that one over there, I picked it up, right? I picked it up. There was no wind. See, right now, no wind, right? So I'm right here like this. I'm right here like this. Now look, you know, I'm old country boy, and I'm a Republican, but I'm a little dated with the liberal anxiety of acting. Anywho, this is one of the ones that I'm gonna give you a whole this is a quarter inch, all right? So it wasn't no wind, not much. Wasn't even 5-6 mile per hour wind. This gust that hit me was about 15. Lord, y'all know, I just kept working. I think I cussed out in my head a whole lot of nations. Anyway, I had picked it up like this here, and I went around this way, and like a dummy, knowing that that's the way the wind coming, I went and did like that. Lord, her thunder. If that stuff didn't just catch it and drive it into my shins, I mean, like it was levitating right there, and it came back at me. Bip. I said, you know me, I just and I threw it down. And you know how you do. Oh Lord, oh Jesus. That's why you see a sledgehammer up there to remind it. Anyway, ain't no blood or skin on it. There's a little bit of fiber. Anywho, I just wanted to make sure. Now, is it sturdy? What do you think? Anywho, I got to go ahead. I got to finish that last quarter right there, and then finish those two out, which will be the start for the next part. Like I said, for 3 of them, I'm right here. Right at 39 feet and what's about 39 feet 2 inches. That one right there. The other ones I think were 45. I told you it's 20 by 18. All right, not 16. 20 by 18. That's what, not 16. 20 by 18. 18, 20. And those covered 1, 2, 3, 4 vaqueros, right? So this one right here will get, this last one right here was up the quarter way, this one, and then it'll fill these in. And then all I need, see, this is what I'm saying, I might only need 3 more. Well, this one right here is going where I'm going to do it. I don't know, right here, or I might make it that corner over there. Even though there's a tree right there, still will be fine. All right, so I might do it here, or I might just do it right here, because that'd be perfect. That's why I do it right here with the heart, you know what I'm saying? Run the coils and run them out, because the electric with the solar panel right here laying flat, I can run it right out here from the side. And whole thing copper coil, and running cold and hot water. They have the pumps. The good ones are the lowest. I mean, for as small as they are, you know, a couple $100 to run cold bypass, run back and forth, cross lines, and all that, what other stuff. I forget a lot of stuff from air conditioning refrigeration, but you can run cold and hot water, or is it hot water with oil, heats up but it won't combust. I forget what it's called. Anyway, so I got to do a little more research. I wouldn't mind purchasing from a young brother who's doing the plastic diesel, oil, and, you know, regular gas byproducts and stuff, you know. But he built pretty awesome. It's not the first time somebody's ever done it, for those who don't know, but for those of us who like to invent things and look at things like that, he's done a really great job at taking old let me turn this off. At taking old world stuff. And you gotta remember, plastic wasn't a thing until by the thing as far as Tupperware and Rubbermaid and all that, until roughly the late 70s, early 80s. And Teflon, which was well known that it should not be brought into the civilian population. But you, like I said, y'all still love APAC and ADL and all them individuals. Those are the perversions on our soils. That's why I'm kind of upset with like Black Scout Survival, and he's got to the point where he'll mention it. And Guns and Gadget, and there's an Iraq veteran, you know, white fragility means that, and this is not for everybody. This is for, because we have more light-skinned brothers and sisters who are with us, and they're not with the all goofy. They know their relatives. They're just not with all the stupid stuff. There are more of them with us than there are. But I have to speak on things that need to be spoken on. Just like I speak about these dumb black folks, like TikTok. I'm so grateful not to be on that. They just didn't want nobody, because they know like people like me could really make it big on there. And I wasn't there to make it big. I just wanted to see what people were doing and download some things every once in a while. But it shows you that it's not initially this fragility, and I hate saying white because it's not about the race is a construct. It's not a real thing. But these individuals who have platforms, ex-police officers, that sheriffs, I've only seen it from those who are Jews call out these fake Zionists on our land. But what's funny is that this white fragility is like, I can't dismiss them. To me, they're the Jews. Well, that's based on whitewashing history. I'm going to read something, and it's not the truth. Does it dismiss that? No, I've already proved that there are wonderful, beautiful, I mean, blonde, blue-eyed, light-skinned folks, and it's not because on their documents it says black and Negro. They are of our bloodline. They are literally our family. And I know it's hard for people to process that because the Zionists have done a complete job. They have embarked on something that is, when you take a young son or daughter and you to 3 years old and you put them around violence, make them apprehensive, and you drink a lot around them, there goes your, you know what it is, you know? And it messes us up. It messed us up. You got your Woodstock, 3 years old. In a different conundrum, now the Mossad, CIA, whatever you want to call them, they can come in with different things because you're already programmed to condition. That's how they established in the 1920s, 1914 and 1920s, they started coining this racist ideology and in 18. No, only try that 1700s. I've been listening to people say all that goofy stuff. In 1779, but y'all know 1879 was when they really, the coup d'etat, when they really took over our government. And then that's when the Reconstruction era, when they needed to change things, a lot of things were destroyed. I showed an old picture with these stocky little short pale skins holding this ginormous hose, blasting with this town, blasting the rock with this giant. I'm talking about 100 of these cats blasting with you know, they couldn't do it all by hand. Blasting the rock, creating a mudslide into lower cities. You can see the cities down there. Oh, real picture. And these to come toppling down. I don't know if they sacrificed themselves or whatever, but this hose, and a lot of y'all know who went to firefighting, the 4-inch hose. You know the power of that. I think the cinch. You know that thing will take you and throw you over the Empire State Building. You get a good, and fling you like a trebuchet. You know the little thing that slings the rocks. Anyway, right, a trebuchet, right? Anyway. Yeah, I still have the picture. I think I shared it once with a couple others. But anywho, white fragility is not a good thing. It's you know, that was the first thing ever created. I'm gonna read a little article in the PDF from this one lady, marvelous writer, brought into question by the New York Times, this, that, and other. But she has talked with over 27 Democratic leaders in New York and blah blah, and the whole spang. You know the Democratic leaders don't give a damn anyway. Because I showed a study to the Young Kapoor and Konitara and all this other. anybody can sit in your face, smile, and then run your pockets, you know, take everything you have. While they're talking about, yes, Miss McGillicuddy, how you doing today? We just came on down. We thought we'd come down. We were surveying your properties, and we see that you're by yourself, man. Johnny, Jeffro, go get Billy and get around here. No, excuse me, ma'am. Now, what I want to do is I want to offer you a quarter on the price of your land. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Crockett. I can't do that. This family's been in my this home and land been in my family. Excuse me. For thousands of years. Oh, y'all don't know that. And most melanated people back then, when these fake things were coming across, these Masonic, fake Talmudic, were taking our ancestors' land. They always made sure they were by themselves. That if they were to die, nobody would miss them. Y'all have no idea. And y'all still want to run around, argue, and debate. Now, white fragility would be dismissive of that because they weren't entitled to know that. Unless one of their own came out and says, look at this, I got documents, da. Because then that's a format that which the education system was cultivated for them, would show that, okay, they'll accept that. When us, most of our stuff was oral. Orally passed down. We had print shops, we had all that. I had a friend of mine, ex-Army guy, what was he? Something Bravo. I forget what he did. Well, he worked mechanized, and he used to work at the print shop for old Jew over in the Bronx. I used to go and visit him every day. He had to have his 2 Colt 45s, and I go and hang out with him after, you know, getting my run on charisma, the Jamaican or the Korean woman, getting my pineapple juice, getting my vegan, you know, my wheatgrass shot, and I hang out because he's right in between them, and I hang out in there about an hour or so. He get a sip. Like, yo, I'm coming over after. I'm like, all right. You know, Renee, she's in college because I was helping Renee out. All right, she's a teacher, been a teacher over 12, I don't know, some years down in St. Croix or something like that in the islands. All right, it's a wonderful young lady. Good, yeah, I helped her out, you know. Anyway, these individuals would take our land like that. And now this little bit I'm gonna read, this little tidbit I'm gonna read, this woman has crossed vectors with a lot of people know of her. It's just like Miss Elliott, you know, they did the race experiment and all this other stuff. There's a plethora of individuals a lot of y'all know nothing about, okay? And yeah, I was getting off Tim because I was gonna start rehashing some good memories. All my memories are good, even the ones that are bad. In the Bronx and what I was doing there, you know, with everything that was going on and getting my faculties together, you know what I'm saying, losing weight. White fragility is a real thing. And most people, you know, most people on this land don't buy into racism and don't buy, but it doesn't, and don't buy, we cross that vector. They don't buy into all the hate and stuff. Yet, a lot of them are still ignorant. You know, when you have this fragility that gives you this fake, it's not against everyone. It's not against nobody. This is just how things work in the social dichotomy of things, the sociology and this and another. When you give people a certain privilege, they will act upon it in ignorance, and then in hindsight, believe that that's the world given to them by design, and therefore, ergo, they won't reciprocate anything that the damage that caused it to get to the point where it's at. Well, I have to say, ain't nobody, if you lynch for my ancestors, it's not going nowhere. I'm just going to be a little T-Mob watching you, and if you're moving too quick and you're in costume, I'm going to come out like a lightning bolt at you. I don't care about no goofy-ass fake laws and all that other stuff that fake govern a slave. A literal slave right now. But this reality is that is deplorable. I mean, you have punk asses hiding in the costume of a police officer. The good guys don't do this, but punk asses. And they'll go out and abuse it, be lethargic, take their day at home, bring it to work unprofessional, and go out there without knowing law. And because they're taught that they're a form of authority, people see that uniform as authority. They're going to go out and use that as a vice, a tool. Mostly Pelskins, but we got some goofy, dumb Negroes doing it too, but they belong to certain orders. Y'all need to know these things. And they'll act upon it and then judge, have their goofy ass attorney. We need quality immunity. The real magistrates would be like, no, not today. You're supposed to be wearing a uniform that shows respect. I know that they train you to lie for a certain thing. If this person is an actual criminal and you are part of a sting, you can't go lying to the regular population so you can fish things, PH fish. And because most people are ignorant to this, because these people don't do what they're supposed to, you get these punks in costume that the DOJ don't mind coming in, telling them, oh, they slipped through the wire. You got a whole big fence there. You got to forget the fence. You got Trump's fake wall knocked down during the Biden administration with the number of goofies you got in there. But white fragility is part of it. Racist dichotomy, everything else, and the fact that people have this false perception that they were given this birthright to be meaningfully meaningless in thought and response. That's why I take it to heart when people react a certain way, but they don't pay attention to why. You didn't suffer no pains the most melanated Negroes have suffered. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't care if you was on food stamps, if you got on drugs, we all been there. I don't care what the hell's going on, and if you have a hard time realizing the reality of that, then you don't know the truth of history. When the fact that our lands have been perverted, defaced, all right, and I'm not showing no hate, but you better believe I'm very attentive and I pay attention to every fucking body. And I always say, if you can't think before your actions, I always say, well, it ain't my problem if you get burnt. The problem at hand is it needs to go away. People, the first thing I'm gonna do is, I didn't do it. I don't want to accept it. You ain't got no fucking choice. Because the majority of cats out there, there's a lot of people, if you say something wrong to, they're gonna knock you in your mouth, and they don't care if you're male or female. See, this is the portion. This is the disproportionate part of the media playing a part, and the fake governments and everybody is not giving a lot of light-skinned folk running around. Civil war, y'all numbers ain't shit. Your numbers ain't never been high. They gotta bring 54 white pale-skinned South Africans whose ancestors created the very problem they're trying to run from, when ain't nobody over there being murdered or lynched, except for the tyrants who are still running around trying to smack them because they're racist. They still got a big town, Cape Town. They got and man, I got homies over there. And they're really doing a number on the minds here in America, especially on the small number of dumb racists that we have still running around with not enough mousetraps to catch the dumbass. Now, if it was up to us, we'd go clean house. No, absolutely. Put their little mumbo jumbo to test. Okay? They be looking like them damn Bolshevik Ukrainians out there blowing their brains out because they worried about a drone blowing their ass up. Or they tired of fighting because they really didn't want to in the first place. I'm not into that neither. I'm just pointing out things that I know how people are chatting on the other side of things. My thing is, in order to come together, for the handful that's still butthurt, when I went to my brother Reggie's house, let me give you an example. Okay? My mother was there, Sheila. She's following me on Facebook. She probably knows about this. So I was downstairs having a drink, joining the company. I was still in the military. My sisters were there. What I loved the most, the family, everybody. My brother Reggie's house in East Orange. All right? Your mom's upstairs. I say, what? Yeah, she flew in, originally, brought her, she upstairs, she in the master bedroom. I said, okay, well, take me to it. So went upstairs, and there she is. I was, hey, Mom, what's going on? Hey, Sheila, Mom. And Reggie and Dwight were the angriest. I'm the one that got the shit beat out of him. See what I'm saying? I had long ago forgot if you gave up. There was no hate. But what I saw is they wanted me to reciprocate something in their ignorant fragility. They wanted her to apologize. In the moment, in an adult situation, you take it upon yourself to apologize. Well, in the latter of what I was expressing, there's this thing where people feel like they don't have to apologize. The sins of the father. Do y'all get that? The fact that the Holy Bible is a directive based on the American Negro, nobody else. You don't have to accept it. It don't matter. We've already proved that the original Nile got 7 points that come off of it. The one that I traveled through over there, I could talk, whatever. It don't. It only got 5 or 6. The Mississippi's got the 7. You put in Egypt, it don't put nothing else. You put Tartary in it, put up Spain, South America, this, that, and the other. And you put America, Egypt, a few things, it comes to this land. It doesn't come with a byproduct or whatever. It ain't my problem because I ain't the one that lied to you about history. And now you have this push because they have a hard time accepting it because of white fragility, not to see the harm and damage because they were never nurtured in it. Doesn't mean that it's dismissive. It's like me going to Africa and I'm sitting there and they talking about, you look, we don't know nothing about no damn slaves being brought over there until we go on these damn French and these Portuguese and these Spanish and these European motherfuckers and some of y'all sell our niggas. And that's what they say. Teach us that bullshit. They're like, we ain't have no slaves coming up on our wall. We might have had people coming from your country. But we ain't had nobody going out. Point of no return, that means you ain't coming back to come back over here. I've met enough people, regardless of the ignorance of the youth now, because you can manipulate after wars. And how many wars do y'all know have been going on in Africa? Who created Ebola? And all the other crap going over there with these damn fake Red Cross. These Zionists had this Red Cross experimenting like Tuskegee. We don't hate our African cousins. And we don't hate our light-skinned brothers and sisters. And it seems like we the least hatingest motherfuckers in this world. And I think that's the reason why the Zionists are doing what they're doing. But you better believe it's coming into a head. It's coming to a halt. And there ain't nothing nobody's going to say. Their little feeling, their emotion ain't going to mean shit. Because they didn't get it together. They still held on to this fragility, this white lie, this narrative that makes everything a lie. Backwards and reverse and upside down. And we need to get help. I do my best to help my brothers and sisters on that side as well by educating and giving some things that might be beneficial. But there's not everybody is that in tune to it. A lot of people have hate, man. It sucks. A lot of people, some people say, well, you're half German. Yeah. Oh, man, 2 of the Germans were melanated, dark as my damn German. They ain't one African. And the other one was light-skinned, all right? Lighter than me. So don't, like, hang that up. See, this is what we got so much hate. We don't even have appreciation of self and the others around and what they have to go through. My thing is I can't blame nobody. I'm not going to blame none of these people now, except for the ones who are stupid running around with the Aryan front and all that other goofy stuff, who might have family relations. They leave them alone. Great, but you got to remember there's still people out here, because I'm always telling people, don't say that on my posts. Don't say that. We have light-skinned brothers and sisters here who I respect. I have, and it's not a condition. It's a truth. And some people are still stuck in that YT, YN, all that new dumb stuff. It just keeps growing. You know what I mean? Instead of people cutting it away, well, I wouldn't say cut it away because it might be parasite. Instead of people taking the right, precautions to kill the damn parasite, they go right and buy right into it because some idiot said it on, World Star or one of them dancing videos where everybody look like they decrepit. It's like, oh, get over it. You're doing the same thing 10 times the same day, and everybody's going, and the tourists are going, and then people going, Is there a better way? Of course, but the better way is the simplest way. And for people who are simple and not easy, who are conflicted in their cooperation with the complication, the easy way is not an answer, because the easy way is too dismissible. You got to remember how many hurts we see at, how many hurts we smell or we hear. That ain't even on the 1% chart of frequencies. Now imagine if you could tap into every frequency, what you're not seeing, what you're not hearing. Why certain things in that restricted zone of a perversion of 430 and 808 sounds all the time. You think it's not about frequencies? Even your conceptualization and your Rolodex and how you take it from here, how you feel in your gut, and how you extract it and put it forth in your emotion of your heart. You know, people have a hard time because we're so embarked on this white and black narrative. Like you're looking at a book, but it's an empty page with ink always going down, and it's the black ink. It seems like the black ink going down is telling the truth, while the white page is being filled, and it's hard for the page to flip because it's hard to accept the ink that's being written in a natural state. Some individuals feel like, I ain't done nothing. Well, that's the whole purpose, the whole point. Stop doing nothing and do something. Everybody has to do something. A lot of young brothers and sisters got to stop killing each other and got to stop taking it out on all the light-skinned folk. And the racists, they need to wake up and get up out of that, snap up out that coma and that magic spell, and realize that there's nothing to gain out there. It's further, maybe they're the problem. Maybe they're at a point where they want to bring the country down because of the liberal party. The ideology behind that is beyond fluctuating stupid, but it is. And then you have those who on the sidelines, they feel like, well, punt the spot, I'll just wash my hands and stand over here, keep my hands behind my back. That's not fixing anything. And some people feel like they don't have the vernacular, they don't have the speech, they didn't have the speech therapy to, you know, equip them to be able to communicate such things. I'm here to tell you, if you got people out here running around and raging and hating and, you know, raging Cajun, hopefully that's those individuals around them, or you're capable, able to be able to speak about certain things that can enlighten them without further dragging them into a cesspool of putrid, you know, hatred and stank and everything else that is no good and no beneficial. And then, you know, because I've been getting a lot lately, oh yeah, but you Chinese, Costa Rica. I tell you that for the benefit of knowing that we're all really one people. And the first thing you want to do is, like the enemy, use it as you think it's a vice or weapon. Nigga, I told you what I am. So you repeating it is the dumbest thing. It seems like you're the one that's broken. You need to fix that. Other than that, we have no more further communicate until you snap about or whatever it is. And I'm not here. If you didn't get what I was saying, then I'm not here. And I don't have the salt and pepper shaker to season your damn appetite. You know what I mean? People have a hard time accessing things because they think that, well, that one talks that way and that one moves that way and that one's always silent. I don't know how to do none of that. Well, there you go. You found out what your kick is. You know nothing. Take it upon yourself and be somebody. Be somebody that is something from the nothing that you think you are. And it doesn't mean you got to make up anything. You got to say, oh, I went to that movie knowing you didn't. Oh, I rode that roller coaster ride knowing you didn't. I ate that. Didn't know that you had an allergy to it. There's no reason to be a yes man, a yes sir, and a yes ma'am type goof, you know? Be yourself and let yourself come into your truth. And if it's violence, if it's betrayal, if it's lying, if it's because you don't know how to approach something because you feel like, oh, I was ignorant at the time, and now, no. Sometimes you make deals, you got to go through those deals if they're not bad. You know, we have a lot of people, man. It's all about control. All right, that's what it is. For white fragility, if you want to say black fragility, brown, yellow fragility, whatever, like I talked about the Chinese woman, that's not all of them. That is far from it. I follow so many relationships on here who I study them, and they're magnificent, wonderfully beautiful. Just so majestic. Korean, African, American, melanated Americans, Chinese, Filipino. I'm talking about relationships, marriage to Vietnam, families, got 3 generations. The best relationships I've ever seen. Now, if you want to go out, you know, Thailand or somewhere and get a bar girl that might be a shrimps, something's wrong with your mental capacity. When I was out overseas, it was magnificent. It was telling me running up in some draws, and then paying for it. You do that here. The world is so capitulated to the lesser of existence. You would think that they would rise above it because you're so able and capable. I want to read this to you before I get too caught up. All right, it's not a whole lot. It's a PDF. I'll let you know if you want to download it or whatever. Yeah, mine. You know what I'm saying? Mine. Yo, mine. I'm just trying to say mine. If you take 1 + 1 times 1 mine equals 2 mine. shit up. Ooh, child. So, I don't want to. Well, I'm gonna read that one. Let me read that one right there. But the PDF. Okay. PDF. Getting a little wind there, buddies. I had to scroll down to that's the FRT. So, there's a book called White Fragility. It's why it's so hard for white people to talk about racism. You can't blame them if they're not partaking in it. But racism in the most subtlest form exists in 98% of pale-skinned people, and it doesn't mean it's for bad or worse. It's when you've become so normal and conditioned, nurtured, and growing up a certain way, the antithesis of dealing with something that doesn't happen, you're going to look at it because it's not part of your anatomy, and because the melanated was thought to be on the lower end of things. So when you cross it, well, they'll work. Let them work it out. I mean, it's a reality. I study people. Sociology is my major, and I mean, I could put it in all kind of layman's terms, but I'm going to read to you. All right, I got to pull the PDF up because this article is by. Oh my goodness! What in the world? I didn't want that. Jesus Christmas! Oy, mamma mia! This thing is wild bugging out. So this one right here is actually an article by Nathan John Robinson, who's going to discuss about Robin DiAngelo. Well, I'm going to pull a PDF up, if I may. I'm trying to see. Okay, here we go. I had to pull my files, download. I have so much stuff, y'all. My apologies. Pearl of great price. No. Damn it. It's on my phone. It's not in here. So let me go back over here. Okay. Pop this in like this. Okay. Okay. I didn't have the PDF over here. It's on my phone. Okay. But one must wave off. Listen to this. One must wave off racist stereotypes and conjure a rich history of combating white supremacy and white privilege and white lies. Now, in the PDF, it goes. It's pretty. I got to save it to a different what you call it this time because it didn't put it where I actually needed it when I saved it. I saved it file as. Where can I pull my PDF file? Yes. Right. How come I ain't going over to that? Anyway. So anyway, again, it's White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism by Robin DiAngelo. And it has a table of contents, your paragraph, your page breaks of the print versions. If you want to go ahead and get them, you can download it yourself. I would advise everybody just to read that. There's a plethora of other books out there that doesn't use all these connotations and everything that are beneficial. They're beneficial for everybody. It's not, and don't go using stuff as a weapon. Y'all, right now, where's the unity? I know a unity exists, but if you pay attention to radio and all that, you would think that it's in the worst position. If it really was, they wouldn't be so busy with these fake ass government and all these other monkeys trying to take your guns, which they're not really illegal allowed to do. But y'all keep playing into it because you have certain people on the dynamic of the light-skinned folk who keep thinking that the laws, the Constitution, and though they stand strong with it, I could dig that, it's going to prevail, and they don't want to speak, as I was saying earlier, and I didn't get to, they don't want to speak against the Zionists and the fake Jews. They think straight hair and fair skin makes up the whole world because of what they did in Hollywood, as far as pharaohs, Egypt, all this bull crap, all this made up stuff. They feed them a false world, and if they give you a world, they can have act upon that world because it's by their design. They're the gods of it. I am pointing something out, and a lot of you still going to want to hold on to whatever you think the thought process and this, that, and the other. You want to covet it as if it's a big thing, a good thing, and it's not, y'all. All right? So, it's got all the praises and everything. I'm going to read this. It's going to, as far as, oh yeah, you got y'all, man. Presided the World Trust and Director of Mirrors and Privilege. Also, my grandmother's hands and rock the Rima Minicum. You've got so many. Gene Singleton, All the Courageous Conversations About Race. Awesome book. Author White Like Me, Reflections on Race from a Privileged Son. Tim Wise. Excellent books. We're not going to get into it. Let me read a little bit of the excerpt of this, and then I'm going to go to the other one and give you a little spoodaddle on that. Now, these, and this is about, this is Lillian Smith, Killers of the Dream, 1949. What's the ass going to hook me up with something so that way I can talk into it instead of, I know where I'm at. Speaking against, no, don't say nothing negative. All right, I don't want to hear nothing negative. I don't want to take 2-3 people and make them everybody. I just said that. So any hate and animosity, this what you've been through, put it aside, be the bigger individual. I'm not saying we're supposed to lay there and get whipped on our back. We're not slaves. I'm giving people another hemisphere to think in. Now, these ceremonials in honor of white supremacy performed from babyhood slip from the conscious mind down deep into muscles and become difficult to tear out. It's like being born with it. A false narrative, a false birthright, a toxin, a poison, just like an inoculation, put into the body like a sitting time bomb, waiting to be cause and effect, and you see it. And most of you will look for that stuff, and you won't find nothing to better yourself. You'll become more apprehensive, and some of my melanated brothers and sisters, you'll act upon it in a way that'll actually go against some of the people who are more innocent. In ignorance, but innocent. So stop that shit. I figured y'all being melanated, having this great chromosome, and you know there's a term for all the different forms of 5 or 6 types of melanin that flush through your body, and we have more than just the pigmentation, that you will let that come to light instead of your trepidation of what they've done, which they knew they would get the same action from you. Well, be something different. Don't give them the same fucking actions they expect from you. Shit, I ain't over here talking white hate and all that goopy shit. I know what a white person is. I don't know the first thing about it. Now, forward. Kaiser Soros, Beyonce, and the Witness Protection Program. Yes, Michael Eric Dyson. One metaphor for race and racism won't do. They are, after all, exceedingly complicated forces. Told you, magic. No, we need many metaphors working in concert, even if in different areas of the culture through a clever division of linguistic labor. Race is a condition. You have a condition upon yourself. Well, a disease. It's not a truth. A card, a plague, original sin. What race is? Let me read this and I'm going to give you all little synapses to help you further along. Okay? For much of American history, race has been black culture's issue. Racism, a black person's burden. Or substitute any person of color for black, and you've got the same problem. Whiteness, however, has remained constant. In the equation of race, another metaphor for race beckons. Whiteness is the unchanging variable. Or to shift metaphors, whiteness has been, to pinch Amiri Baraka's resonate phrase, the changing same. A highly adaptable and fluid force that stays on top no matter where it lands. In a sense, whiteness is at once the means of dominance, the end to which dominance points, and the point of dominance to which, in its purest form, in its greatest fantasy, never ends. Now up there when I was reading, race is a condition, a disease, a card, a plague, original sin. Everything they're doing is called Hasatan or Satan. Satan means test. Or did you forget? Take this stone and turn it into a loaf of bread. To the clouds and make it rain, quench your thirst. Satan, sin, the lower area. You know, the 7.32 being the perverted, so you don't connect to it. You don't connect to your fragility of your whiteness, the false narrative of colorism created by the very enemy that's controlling the narratives of both sides. That pitted one against the other when it didn't exist. That is the inaptitude of the conditioning, the nurturing and allowing it to exist in its false narrative. And if individuals don't change from that, it don't mean that you got to run out there and jump on the first BBC you see, my light-skinned sisters, or vice versa. What I'm saying is none of that should be a fragmented point in thought. That is to entice the very conspiracy that makes it less than a theory. Now, to be sure, like the rest of race, whiteness is a fiction. What in the jargon of the academy is termed a social construct. Okay? An agreed on myth, those who conspired, that has empirical grit because of its effect, no, its essence. But whiteness goes even one better. It is a category of identity that is most useful when its very existence is denied. Excuse me. Come on. That is twisted genius. Whiteness embodies Charles Baudelaire's admonition that the loveliest trick of the devil is to persuade you that he does not exist, or as an alter ego of the character Kiesa Souls says in the film The Usual Suspects, the greatest trick the devil ever played was to convince the world that he didn't exist. The devil, racism, another metaphor, same difference. I told you, Satan. That a test that everybody fails mercilessly. I've been sharing our inventions for over 20 years. Nobody was. And you would see the racists come and say, no, Stockholm invented it. And I'm sitting there looking, wow, they really did a job on these guys. And I actually had some good emotions, like, I felt sorry for them. Now, that don't mean I'm gonna run over there and put my hand out, come over here, because I hate to have to put them by, that stinking carcass by a tree. But they can clean themselves up, and I've always known that because I know too many on the other side, way far more, who have dealt with those. There is a lot here to read. I wanted to just give you the name. That way you can download the PDF, purchase the book. That's one, and there's about 3 or 4 others that I read, maybe 5. There's many more, and they will be in there. So when you go and look at her, and you pull it up, and you read the article, not the other article I wanted to give to you. This is the PDF. Okay? One that I wanted to read, excuse me. if I can pull it up if it lets me, by Nathan J. Robinson's. It states, at this point, it's difficult not to have heard about the Robin DiAngelo, the sociologist and consultant who specializes in anti-racism training. Her book, White Fragility, Why It's So Hard to Talk to White People About Racism, has been a bestseller, and the New York Times calls it a phenomenon. As of the time of this writing, she has, hey girl, oh, that's a boy, excuse me, been on The Tonight Show and made a lot of money giving anti-racism workshops at America's largest corporations such as Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. They're pretty much the problem, because the Zionist controls all those through BlackRock and blah, 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 Bloomberg Foundation and all that, which they're very biased. Okay? Now, DiAngelo is detested by many on the right, the center, and some on the left. The New York, oh, goodness gracious, my goodness, why did it do that? Jesus Christ. Jeez. Anyway. Here we go. I had to go back to it. As of the time of writing, anyway. The DiAngelo is detested by many on the right, the center, and some of the left. The New York Post says she is the P.T. Barnum of American race relations. No, she's not, but they're going to throw the words out. Perpetrating a racial con job. Now, I'm serious. The New York Post says she is the P.T. Barnum of American race relations, perpetrating a racial con job. New York Post ain't racist. Anyway, Matt Taibbi is harshly cited of DiAngelo for urging us to put race even more at the center of our identities and fetishize the unbridgeable nature of our differences. Jonathan Chait of New York Magazine says, all right, New York Magazine says she has pioneered a business model spreading kooky, harmful, and outright racist ideas. Jacobin editor Bhaskar Sankara was equally critical, arguing that a Hindu inclusivity seminars like the ones she runs protect power rather than challenging it. Read it for yourself. These people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. How many of y'all sit down in the 80s, right, in the early 90s, and watch Siskel and Ebert talk about the Running Man or whatever? It's garbage. And you watching like, man, that shit was the bomb. Never listen to the critics, because they're idiots. They live a different lifestyle. They partake in things you know nothing about. Educate yourselves. Stop allowing race to be the dichotomy. I deal with a plethora of mixed, if you want to call it that, or enlightened brothers, have melanated Mexican, Costa, whatever. And whether they want to call themselves that or not, it don't mean anything. It only has meaning because of those who created racism. Do I need to go and read that name of that idiot, that German goofy that was tying it in, because where all the problems start from is the UK and the Vatican? They eradicated black history around the world. Melanated. The origin story. They perverted it. And then they want to feed you soil and green. And we're the problem. In order for them to succeed in the world, they have to change everybody's identities, flip everything upside on its head, spin everything around, and then tell y'all, yeah, we your gods, because y'all's ignorance reigns supreme that they conditioned and gave every one of y'all. Okay. Well, let them be your gods. The experiment is bigger than them. There's more involved in it, but I'm not here to talk about that. You have enough H.G. Wells and all those Alfred Hitchcocks, and you got all the Vincent Prices. You got them all out there, the Lon Chaneys, and you got them all. There's a plethora of them out there. Now, if you want to put all that bull crap away and step into reality, there we go. Maybe I can find a magic lamp. I'm none of those. Just be sentient. That's right. What's up, oh? Was he talking about pale skins or opposition neighborhoods? No, everybody. But then I ain't gonna lie, I ain't love for the other side. They say it's the white man I should feel, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. Yep. And he said, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got no love for the other side. Was he talking about pale skins or the opposite neighborhoods? Opposite neighborhoods. Tupac. They are gonna speak against the master. I know, hon. I know. Tony P, what's up? Asia. Ready to I was taught in school that there are public servants. Hey, millennial, I know, mama, sweetheart. Hey, Sharon, what's up? My baby girl Slaughter, Ultra Instinct. I'm going to delete my account from TikTok. Those people over there are, they just, I know they're fake ass Jews, Hindus. There's a number of individuals behind that, and they're being told what to do by the very idiots that bought them out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. Yeah, it's some work. I was a little itchy, but I know how to get that fiberglass out, you know? Grand Ascension always. Yes, we're sentient, always. Absolutely. Anyway, I appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to old fogey like me. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna put it, though I know it ain't gonna do nothing. Ooh. And I got to drink something because my stomach's a little. I didn't eat my olives this morning. I mean, I follow some pretty cool people. Ron Lothar is a pale skin. He's got 2,000. I mean, I follow a lot of people, man, doing some weird stuff, some of them. But, you know, it's all good stuff. To me, it's all good stuff. You know what I mean? I enjoy everyone. I really do. Excuse me. Ultra Instinct is where all the best knowledge. Appreciate you. Yeah, original gunfighter. Yeah, man. Original gunfighter. I respect that. That's real stuff. I actually want to go and shoot some ammo today. I didn't break my rifles and stuff down the other day, so I got to break everything down today and spray it up and clean it. Hopefully it'll be a little warmer. It didn't show any overcast, but it's cool and it's windy. But I need to get the rest of that fiberglass and then cap that off with a couple of plywood. It'll still have a lot more. I could just put an L gun, you know, the regular, just tack it all down until we get ready to do what is needed to be done. I'm waiting on some stuff in the mail, and I know it's the tariffs that caused the problem. Some people have been telling me, no, Red, so there's some people been waiting like 2 months on stuff. So I'm like, you don't know. I've been waiting on some stuff like longer than that. Unless I hope that the business in China didn't shut down. And usually they're good about getting it somewhere else so they can get it to you, but it's a lot of stuff. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. TikTok kicked me off. X kicked me off months ago. And they motherfucker, I ain't never had no payment and have my information. They charged me like, hold on, man. They charged me like 12 something. They've been doing it for us, so I got to call the bank here when I get off and tell them, oh, wait a minute. These motherfuckers kicked me off out of nowhere. Now all of a sudden I'm paying these motherfuckers at X, Twitter. How the hell that come about? I never gave my information or anything. Banking, none of that. I tell you, this government with these little monkeys are fucking something else, man. Based on how they want people to live and they want emotions and feelings, and the shit to me is funny. But I'm gonna call and be like, listen, I don't care how long it take the card to get here. Just send me the card. When I get it done, you know. So yeah, this is ridiculous. I was like looking at this like in my bank account. I usually go through everything, but I know certain things when I see it. Sometimes it's a link. And so today, and I went back, I was like, whoa, I don't have no damn Twitter. I had Twitter that kicked me off. Elon, what part of the game is this, you retard? Fake ass political motherfucker. South African goofy. Anyway, excuse my language. Yeah, talk is out of control. I know, huh? I know. Ultra instinct, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and drink this damn it's cool right here with the wind blowing. Don't think it ain't. I ain't got no groove bump, but it's cool. It's cool. Oh, there you go. Oh, you know you need to be in the jungle. I'll take your butt back over there to Africa. Swing on a tree. Oh, you just want to mess up old beautiful white America, don't you? Yeah, that can't keep your little black nigga hands out of them. Oh, they don't want you eating them cookies, huh? All get your black stinking self around here. Ronald Reagan wears a good white man where you need one. Anyway, let me get off of here. Yeah, TikTok is horrendous, son. TikTok is it's the worst. It is by far. I think they want that. I think there's certain individuals who want to be deplorable, want to be called all that stuff. Yeah, man, I had to throw the uncle up, the ruckus in there. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all taking the time. Listen to old fogey like me. I ain't no old. I ain't fogey. I shave up. Y'all be like, we're ready. Where'd Jim Loose? Where'd he at? Where'd he go? So yeah, I'm gonna let it keep growing. Maybe somebody come along, want somebody to play a good old cowboy, a real Indian. Old slinger. Somebody get that death stare. Get up in there. What you want around these here parts? Sir, how can we help you around here? Oh, Miss Singleton, she down there. She give you a hand now. But I'm going to give you a little word of advice. Don't come back around here in these parts, you see. We don't take too kindly to individuals such as yourself. Yeah, you like that? Okay. Anyway, his nigga over there moving around like a haint. Anyway, I'm gonna see y'all later, man. Appreciate you.